Have you ever gone to go and buy houseplants and then thought to yourself, hello, why is this so expensive? Well, me too, and that's why I've created this YouTube channel to start to grow houseplants and then sell them on to make a little bit of profit. Let's get propagating. So as this is my first video, I'm going to start with the first plant that most people have, the spider plant. This one here is about 6 months old, and when I got it, it was only about this big. They grow really fast as long as you give them enough light and enough water. So you can see here, this one has sent off these little stems, and at the top of them, if it stays still, it's grown tiny little miniature versions of itself. I'll go this bit here. There you go. You see them. At the bottom of them, you can see they've got little bits of roots growing. I don't know if you can actually see them here, but you'll see in a moment anyway when I show you how to grow them or propagate them. This is not the only way that this plant breeds. They do have flowers, but unfortunately I'm filming this at night time, and at night time the flowers close up. I'll see if I can find one. Nope, all the flowers are closed up, but I did take a little video of that earlier. Let's have a look. With them flowers, you can artificially fertilise them. So if you have them outside, the animals, the insects, they'll go from flower to flower to flower, and they'll fertilise them for you. But if you keep them inside and there's no insects, hopefully, then you have to do it yourself. So I just do that with my finger, just dabbing it from one plant to the next plant, or one flower to the next flower, and then back, and make sure I always go round and do the first flower again last. That means it gets some pollen as well as giving some pollen. Then, a couple of weeks later, the flowers will die off and it will leave, if I can show you this here, that there is a little seed pod. So inside there, if I get it in focus, are some seeds. There's probably about 6 or 7 little black seeds in there. I've never actually grown spider plants from seeds, so I'm going to show you how to do that, hopefully, in a future video. For this one, I'm just going to show you how to grow them from the little babies that grow at the end of the stems. Let's go. So the first stage of propagation is to find a healthy looking young plant growing at the end of one of the stems, and then check at the bottom of it to make sure that it's got little root nodules growing. So this is where the actual roots will grow from when you separate it from the main plant. Then what you want to do is grab all the leaves and hold them together, and then with a sharp pair of scissors, snip as close to the base of the baby plant as you possibly can, like so. Then you've got your full independent plant, and from here there's 2 different ways to get it to grow its own roots. The first of these is to take a small glass or container full of water and simply sit the baby plant in it. Now you want to make sure that at all times the water is above the little root nodules, but not too high up on the leaves, or it will start to rot them. The second way to propagate them is to stick them straight into compost. Now you don't need to use any fancy varieties of compost here, you can just use general all-purpose, which is what I use. Plug a little hole into the centre of the plant pot and then stick the baby plant into it. Then push the soil up around the base of it and you're ready to go. Water it heavily every day and soon it'll start to root for itself. Over the next couple of weeks, the baby plant will grow its own roots and start to grow more leaves. Then you have a choice. You can either sell it like this, or as I do, pot it up into a bigger pot. When you add more compost, the baby plant will start to send off, or usually will start to send off a runner with its own babies on it as well. If this happens, you can usually get a bit more money for it. Right, so now you've got your little baby plants and they're all ready, they've got roots and they're ready to sell. Where are you going to sell them? You could approach shops and try to sell them like independent plant shops, or maybe even market stalls, but I'm a little bit more lazy. So I'm going to try to sell them on Facebook Marketplace. Let's take a look at what other people have been selling them for and see how much money we can make. So in my area there seems to be quite a lot of people who are selling baby spider plants. Some of them are quite well grown and some of them have just newly been plugged and they look like they haven't even rooted yet. Anyway, the prices vary from £1 all the way up to about £8 or £9 or even £10. So I'm going to create an advert and sell them from my home address, and I'm going to say collection only with a photo of the plant, say that it's got its runners so people will think that they can have their own babies soon enough, and I'm going to ask for £2. I'll happily sell them for £1.50. It probably cost me about 15p all in all, so profit, profit, profit. Well, that's all we've got time for in today's video. If you have enjoyed it, be sure to like, share and subscribe, and check out our video next week where I'm going to show you how to grow red logs from cuttings. Thanks for watching and I'll see you next time.